This is one of the craziest sequence of events you've ever seen in geopolitics. You see this tweet? I greatly respect the fact that all scheduled hangings, which were to take place yesterday, over 800 of them, have been cancelled by the leadership of Iran. Thank you. So Trump has now cancelled attacking Iran because Iran has cancelled the scheduling of the 800 people that they were going to hang publicly, right? That's the story we're being told, right? Iranian agencies released clip of Mossad agents they captured during an anti-regime protest in Iran after a tip from the Denmark Intelligence Agency, DDIS. Important here to note that Donald Trump threatened Greenland and Denmark strongly objected to it by calling it disintegration of NATO. So basically what's happened, Trump threatened Denmark with Greenland. Right? It got so bad that now Denmark has realized there's nothing they can do. Trump really wants it. So in return, they decided, you know what? This is how you want to play it? We're going to show you. So they now sent Mossad a list. They now sent Iran a list of all the Mossad agents in Iran. Now, this is very important. Denmark is trying to hurt America by telling Iran where Israeli agents are. I don't know why Israeli agents, America, you see? So Denmark now goes and tells Iran where all the Mossad agents are. So Trump and his people get ready to strike Iran. And then Iran sends a cable to Mossad, to the Israeli intelligence and say, if you attack us, we will publicly hang every single Mossad agent we have caught. So Mossad now calls Trump and they say, abort, abort. If we strike, they're going to publicly kill all our people. And you know why that's a bad thing? See, those Mossad agents have families in Israel. So imagine Israeli people now happy, we're attacking Iran, only to watch their family members literally being hanged on TV in Iran. So that's the whole reason why Trump canceled the bombing of Iran, because Denmark exposed all the Israeli agents in Iran to hurt America, because America wants to take Greenland by force. Bruh, I don't know why some people are into reality TV when we literally have reality TV in politics. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. This is one of the craziest sequence of events you've...
All right. Yeah, because I was tripping on that. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Salakia. Trump backs down from attacking Iran. Okay. 5 days ago.
ইরানের আকাশ যখন যুদ্ধের বারুদের গন্ধে
Did Arab and Israeli officials convince you to not strike Iran?
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself. You had yesterday scheduled over 800 hangings. They didn't hang anyone. They canceled the hangings. That had a big impact.
Did Arab and Israeli officials...
They canceled the hangings because the 800 people that they were going to hang were the Israeli Mossad. That lets you know that, like we've been telling you on the videos, that Donald Trump converted to Judaism in 2017. He is now an official-ish convert, okay, which protects him from certain convictions concerning pedophilia. It's the reason why he doesn't go into the Frankenstein files, okay? Because he's in it in detail in the things that he's done to these little girls, the things that he's done to, remember the Miss America pageant, the Miss USA pageant. All of these girls were between the ages of 18 and 26, when actually they were anywhere between the ages of 15 and 21. Okay, they're not telling you everything, and this is Donald Trump, okay? Because he financed the Miss America pageant, the Miss USA pageant. Have you noticed that there's no Miss Universe, Miss America, Miss USA pageant lately on the news? Usually they would be in the news, but they have every goddamn thing else out there. But the Miss USA pageant, the Miss America pageant, the Miss Universe pageant, all of that shit, because all of that is financed by the Trump Corporation, Donald Trump, okay? Now, based on the fact that the 800 people they were going to hang were the Israeli Mossad, that lets you know that when Boo Boo Nothing Not a Jew went to Mar-a-Lago last week, that's what they were discussing on what they need to do in order to go in and destroy the regime of Iran by going through the old CIA playbook, going in to send economic hitmen, which didn't work, and then sent jackals, okay, in the form of these Israeli Mossad that the brother was just talking about. Okay, that's the reason why Donald Trump backed off the deal.
We have been notified and pretty strongly, but we'll find out what that all means. But we've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping. It's stopped. It's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or executions. So,
yeah, okay. Now, in addition to that, you also have Greenland. Denmark turned his ass in and turned in all of those Israeli Mossad individuals. Okay? Turned in all them Israeli Mossad. It was 800 of them, right? Funny, it was 800 people that stopped, that Donald Trump stopped hanging, talking about he convinced himself. Bullshit. Okay? Like the brother said, Iran told Donald Trump's people, okay, we're going to hang these motherfuckers on public TV if you don't back the fuck off trying to blow us up, because you ain't got no business trying to kill us. We ain't did nothing to you. You didn't shot our general, what was his name, Soleimani. You've killed 4 different nuclear scientists. That was during your first regime. The second regime, you want to come in Iran and blow up all of our nuclear facilities? Yeah, motherfucker, back off, or we're going to exterminate these monkeys. Now that we know who they are, we know who their families are. And you know how the Iranians going to do, they're going to send assassins over there to blow their shit up, talking about some Allahu Akbar or whatever the fuck, you know? You know, and blow that shit up, okay? So, you know, that's a tit for tat thing now, all right? And that's the reason why Donald Trump backed off Greenland. Let's see if we can find that one on too. Donald Trump backs away from taking Greenland. Okay? Okay. 2 days ago. That motherfucker said it's going to be done, right? Now, 14 hours ago, Greenland, why is it so important? 19 hours ago, 6 days ago. Okay. Is this Trump is, oh, that's right. He went to the, what do you call him? The Economic Forum then. Okay. 20 hours ago. Hold on, let me see.
we never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it, as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. And now what I'm asking for is a piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them for many, many decades.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
Okay. Okay, you'll find out. Well, we just found out, motherfucker. You ain't finna bust a grape in a fruit fight. Okay, let's go back to that TikTok video, man. I want to watch it again, and then let me see.
Never seen in geopolitics. You see this tweet? I greatly respect the fact that all scheduled hangings, which were to take place yesterday, over 800 of them, have been cancelled by the leadership of Iran. Thank you. So Trump has now cancelled attacking Iran because Iran has cancelled the scheduling of the 800 people that they were going to hang publicly, right? That's the story we're being told, right? Iranian agencies released clip of Mossad agents they captured during an anti-regime protest in Iran after a tip from the Denmark Intelligence Agency, DDIS. Important here to note that Donald Trump threatened Greenland, and Denmark strongly objected to it by calling it disintegration of NATO. So basically what's happened, Trump threatened Denmark with Greenland, right? It got so bad that now Denmark has realized there's nothing they can do. Trump really wants this. So in return, they decided, you know what? This is how you want to play it? We're going to show you. So they now sent Mossad a list. They now sent Iran a list of all the Mossad agents in Iran. Now, this is very important. Denmark is trying to hurt America by telling Iran where Israeli agents are. I don't know why Israeli agents, America, you see? So Denmark now goes and tells Iran where all the Mossad agents are. So Trump and his people get ready to strike Iran. And then Iran sends a cable to Mossad, to the Israeli intelligence, and say, if you attack us, we will publicly hang every single Mossad agent we have caught. So Mossad now calls Trump and they say, abort, abort. If we strike, they're going to publicly kill all our people. And you know why that's a bad thing? See, those Mossad agents have families in Israel. So imagine Israeli people now happy we're attacking Iran, only to watch their family members literally being hanged on TV in Iran. So that's the whole reason why Trump canceled the bombing of Iran, because Denmark exposed all the Israeli agents in Iran to hurt America, because America wants to take Greenland by force. Bruh, I don't know why some people are into reality TV when we literally have reality TV in politics. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. This is one of the craziest sequence of events you've ever seen in geopolitics.
Okay. So these motherfuckers, man, yeah, they just caught up in a trick bag, okay? Yeah, motherfuckers, yeah, you ain't finna do nothing. Man, praise the Lord. Call halal Yahweh. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Wow, man, these crackers, man. See, what we need to do is we need to pray to the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, that these devils come against the Israelites of the Holy Bible, okay? Who are Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay, let me go to 2nd Ezra. All right, Salakia, let me go to 2nd Ezra. Yeah, because I do a lot of study, you know. Hold on. Where was that? 2nd Ezra. All right, boom. Get that out of there. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Yeah, you ain't finna bust nothing, and you ain't finna do nothing. All right, ain't finna do nothing. Right? Okay, 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So, yeah, Donald Trump, if all he needs to do is push the Insurrection Act. I pray in the name of Yahweh Shai, he pushes the Insurrection Act. That is going to exacerbate the coming of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jebus Crossed, to bust through the clouds on these faggots. These pedophiles, because they hate the Most High God, man. Okay, let's go prove that right quick. I think it's in Proverbs chapter 8, last verses. Okay, right? Okay. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 32. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. What is the instructions? Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And the flock of the Most High God are men. And the men that are being referred to in the biblical scriptures are Israelites. Everybody else is a wild brute beast. Why? Because the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God were given to the Israelites. They were not given to all nations. So the only people that the Most High is going to save are Israelites. And only the elect among the Israelites that know the name of the Most High and his only begotten Son, as it is written in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4. What is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? So if you don't know the name of the Most High and his Son, you're going to be stuck here in molten. That's what seals the individuals that believe on those names to salvation. That's what seals them in the Holy Spirit. They're sealed. They're the elect. They've been chosen, called, and faithful. Okay? Anyway, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. And that's what we do. We make these video epistles, like Elder Apostle Tahar instructed the righteous men of Great Millstone. He instructed us to make a video every day. Okay? This is a faith-based, faith by works belief system. Faith, Hebrews 11:1, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Right? It's hope. So, this is a hope / faith-based belief system by works. Okay? Faith by works. Okay? You prove that you have faith in the Most High by doing the work of the apostles and prophets to try to warn and persuade our people to salvation. By asking them and telling them and trying to persuade them fully, doing the best you can to repent. See? Anyway. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. Okay? But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Right? And the people that love death are individuals that have, that have, not saying it's wrong that, well, it is wrong to have tattoos on the body, because the Israelites were never supposed to put markings and cuttings in the flesh to the dead and all of that thing, because that's an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. Okay? But, you have individuals that actually hate the Most High God. Okay? Vast majority of these individuals are witches, warlocks. The Most High in the book of Exodus warns us, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So, and there's no enchantments against Jacob. Okay? And Jacob had 12 sons, and each one of the 12 tribes, the 12 sons of Jacob, okay, is a tribe in all of itself, whose bloodline number is the same as we see, being scattered amongst all the nations. Right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. This is Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That individual is going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble are the elect of the house of Israel, that the Most High's Son, the only begotten Son, Yahawashi HaMashiach, okay, in the book of John, chapter 17, verses 5 and 6, that he prayed for. So this way they would be covered by his blood, predetermined before they were born, okay, or reborn back into the earth through the reincarnation. Anyway, is that too deep for you? Reincarnation? Reincarnation. Okay, reincarnation, because I could go and break that down for you. As a matter of fact, I think I will. I don't see the point. Why not? Okay. Let's see. Narcissism, reincarnation. Where did I put it? Where the superstition, insurrection, fourth, project 20, regeneration. Okay, let's put reincarnation up here. All right. Our reincarnation. Definition. Reincarnation is the belief that the soul or consciousness of a living being is reborn into a new physical body after death. Like it says in Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 and 4, okay, that the Most High will recompense the iniquity of the fathers into the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and will show loving kindness and tender mercies unto the elect of the house of Israel, okay, that fear him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, roughly paraphrased. Okay, now continuing a cycle of life, death, and rebirth, often driven by karma, so-called karma, or actions to achieve spiritual growth or liberation. Okay, and then it goes into and how it worked, common beliefs and types, and what okay, deja vu and affinities, feelings of strong familiarity with places, people, or cultures, or unexplained talents are sometimes linked to past lives. Past life regression, hypnosis used to access memories of past lives with varied results and with interpretations, right? Okay, reincarnation, go into it again. Okay, definition is the belief that after death, a person's soul is reborn into a new body, continuing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Anyway, now, 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay, so this is how we're supposed to prepare spiritually. We prepare spiritually by believing on the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai and live in faith and belief. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting some extra waters, nothing wrong with getting some extra medicine and some extra items that you might need in case the power goes out. Okay, there's no problem with that. But you always got to be ready to be on the move. Okay. He that selleth, let him that be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as that he hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as that he shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, he also that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. You see? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai is angry. He's pissed off at the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity and their transgressions against the children of the Most High, who are the lot of his inheritance, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the services of the Most High, and the promises. Right? 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 47. And they that occupy that merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right and honest virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face when he cometh. That shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon the earth. Right? This is like a bad idea. Okay. Verse 54. Verse 53, let not the sinner say that he hath not sinned, for Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which saith before the Lord power and his glory, I have not sinned. Right? Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts. Right? Because see, if you go back over here to go back down here, 2 Ezra chapter 7, it goes into there, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, as what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should do to what they should observe to avoid punishment, which is to fear the Most High God and keep his commandments. Judges chapter 5 verse 11 says we should rehearse the righteous acts, which is the fear of God and keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. the prayer that Yahushua Hamashiach in John chapter, let's get it. Let's just get it, man. Okay. All right. John 17, verse 5. Okay. All right. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, that they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee, for I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. Point, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me out of the world, right? For they are thine. Okay? So that's the prayer that the Most High had given unto the elect of the house of Israel. I have revealed you to the ones you gave me from this world. They were always yours. You gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now, if we were always the Most High God's people, then that means through the reincarnation, we're back on the earth, because back then, 2,000 years ago, we followed the Messianic faith of Yahushua. They used to call us the sect of the Nazarenes. Okay? Paul and Barnabas were first called Christians at Antioch. Okay? Up until that point, we were called the sect of the Nazarenes. Understand? Of the Messianic faith of Yahushua. Following in behind Yahushua. That's the reason why they beat Paul, they beat Peter, Barnabas, Timothy, and everyone else that followed in the faith of Yahushua Hamashiach after he had ascended into the kingdom of heaven, following in behind the apostles that were still alive at that time. Okay? And, you know, the reason they beat him was to force them to stop teaching in the name of Yahushua. You see? Hell, even Bishop Nate knows that the name of the Most High is Yahushua. Okay? Or the name of his son, Salakia. Okay? He knows the name of the Most High God's only begotten son is Yahushua. He knows. Now, what was it? I think it was in 2019, 2020, when Bishop Nate got sick and he was in the hospital. What name do you think he called upon? What tears did you think he shed before the throne of the Most High God when he spoke those names in order to continue breathing? He wasn't going to make it because he took the jab. Okay? His body broke down immediately. They had to put his ass in the hospital. Okay? He was on his knees every day in that hospital calling upon the true name of the Lord. I can tell you that. He had to be, or else he'd have been dead by now. Okay? Calling on Jesus Christ, punk shit. Okay? See, he knew the name, and they prayed for him, and they stood around him, and they did everything that that they did with Paul. Remember, they stoned Paul to death, and Peter and the other apostles came and held hands and stood around Paul and prayed over him, and Paul got up and went back to preaching. From the dead, goddammit. Because they stoned the man to death. Have y'all people read the book of Acts? I was like, damn, okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Because, shit, motherfucker just stand around me and hold hands, sing kumbaya, whatever, and I just wake up from the dead. I can't beat that with a stick, shit. You know, I'm going to stick with that. But anyway, going back to 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came, that they what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. And you got a part of our people doing that same shit right today on these TikTok videos, talking shit. Elder Manatazak Ba just made a video a few minutes ago. I got to go watch it, about somebody else who's talking shit on the Hebrew Israelites and how they don't believe, or how they just came away from being a Hebrew Israelite. God damn it, if you're born in the earth as an Israelite of the Holy Bible, okay, and you're directly descended by blood from one of the individuals that came off of a slave ship, there's no way you can stop being a Hebrew Israelite. You might try to stop practicing what it is being an Israelite or whatever have you. But in blood and in flesh, you're an Israelite to the fucking day you die. When you come back in the reincarnation, you're an Israelite all over again. The same must know it after death by pain, because whilst they had an opportunity, let's get it. 2nd Ezra. I'll be going over so many biblical scriptures in my head that come together and make so much sense, you know. Okay. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways. Right? They turned their back on the law, statutes, and commandments. They went back into the world. Okay? Right? And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Right? And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet pure liberty, and it was when it yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after that by pain. Okay? Let's go get it. 2nd Ezra. Damn, keep 2nd Ezra chapter 14. What is it? 30. No, 13? Is it 13? Okay, yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, and comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. And that's what we try to do, is to persuade individuals to put off the weak nature of worry and doubt. Okay? Which these are weaknesses of the flesh. You have to have faith, which is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, because this is a faith by works based messianic faith system. Remember the sect of the Nazarenes. Okay? Faith by works. That's the reason why we make these video epistles, right? This is the reason why we believe we go out on the street corner trying to convince people that we're right, you're wrong, and this is what you need to do to observe, and what you need to observe to avoid being punished by the Most High God, being left here and melted with great fervent heat. Okay? Anyway. Set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Okay? But our people won't listen. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. And that's what we're trying to do, is get you to obtain mercy that you deserve, that it is your bloodline inheritance as an Israelite. But like I said earlier in the video, Elder Menatazak finds people that turn away from the Lord all the time, every single day, man, because they've lost faith, they've lost patience. Right? For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. Okay, reincarnation. See? And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Okay? The same must know it after death by pain. This is the pain that you're going to feel. Then shall the names of the righteous be made manifest, like it says in Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. The righteous shall come to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. But you shall be kept alive, and after death shall ye obtain mercy. Okay? You're going to be Israelites. You're going to receive salvation. But some shall be retained to receive eternal salvation to everlasting life. Okay? And some to shame and everlasting contempt. They're still going to receive that mercy because they're Israelites. They're Abraham's seed through Isaac, through Jacob. But they're going to be ashamed forever. That pain that I mentioned in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 12, okay, after death by pain. So after you come back in the reincarnation as Israelites in immortality on the other side, okay, you're going to be ashamed for eternity of what you did. And your heart will be broken and contrite before the Lord forever, man. Okay? Nothing wrong with having a broken and contrite heart, like it says in Psalms 51, because that's what the Most High is looking for. But to be broken in this manner, Okay? You're going to think about all the things that you've done, all the evil and wickedness from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. Because, see, you have the blessing of immortality. You don't have spiritual power, but you cannot die. You're no longer subject to it because of the promise that the Most High would keep the oath that had sworn to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? And the covenant that he had made with us, our people, the Israelites. You see? So, you're going to be stuck feeling shame and contempt forever, man. Being ashamed of yourself when you had an opportunity and place of repentance was open unto you. This is the place of repentance and that's open unto you right now, man. That's the reason why we do everything we can to try to wake your ass up. Get you to understand that you're an Israelite and what you need to do and what you need to observe to avoid punishment. But your goddamn hard-headed ass won't listen. We tried. Okay. Let's see. Boom. Where was I at? Bam. 2nd Ezra chapter 8. Verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Who are these people? Well, let's go over here to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Right? Most importantly, I want to remind you that in the last days, scoffers will come, mocking the truth and following their own desires. They will say, what happened to the promise that Yahushua is coming again? From before the times of our ancestors, everything has remained the same since the world was first created. They deliberately forget that the Most High made the heavens by the word of his command, and he brought the earth out from the water and surrounded it with water. Then he used the water to destroy the ancient world with a mighty flood. Okay? And this is what they forget. No bullshit, man. It's crazy, but they do. Right? 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. But there were also false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. IUIC is guilty of that. Bishop Nate, he turned his back on the plow. He didn't turn his back on the plow, actually, but he turned his back on the belief of the Messianic faith, the sect of the Nazarenes. Okay? And he turned his back on the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for filthy lucre's sake. He did the same goddamn thing that Judas Iscariot did. And Judas Iscariot ended up hanging himself. Okay? And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. You see how Elder Manasseh goes and find these individuals that follow the pernicious ways of false teachers and false prophets, by reason of whom the way of truth is being even spoken of. Right? Many will follow their evil teaching and shameful immorality. And because of these teachers, the way of truth shall be slandered. In their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money. But the Most High condemned them long ago, and their destruction will not be delayed. For the Most High did not spare even the angels who sinned. He threw them into hell and gloomy pits of darkness, where they are being held until the day of judgment. And those angels are the elect, okay, along with all of the elect 2/3, okay, for destruction. The elect 2/3, okay, are the angels that the Most High threw into hell, okay. Hell is the grave, Sheol, where you turn to dust and ashes. Remember the curse that was given to Adam, Eve, and Satan, okay. From dust thou wert created, to dust thou shalt return. Remember? Okay, like it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. The body shall return to dust and earth again, and the spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it. Ain't no hell where you burn up forever. You see what I'm saying? The judgment of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, is being done down here on earth in the sight of men. Right? Like it says in Ecclesiastes. Okay, boom. Chapter 3. Okay, verse 16. Where's that? There it is, right? Moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. What place do you know that's under the sun? The surface of the earth. It's under the sun every day. We wake up, we're under the sun. Okay? Lord willing that we wake up. You know how many people didn't wake up today? Okay? Okay, that's just in this country. There are other continents where other people didn't wake up today. Okay? That moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Okay? I said in mine heart, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. Okay? See? So the time and place of judgment, okay, is manifest on the face of the earth. For every purpose, which is judgment, and for every work of all of the evil wickedness that they've done. Now, let's go back over here. Where was I at? It was 2 Peter 2, right? Okay. Salakia. So, the Most High threw them into hell, okay? Which is, he subjected us to death. From dust thou wert created, to dust thou shalt return. So, okay, the woman was the first in the transgression. The woman was the first to sin, and through her we all die. Okay? Because we all came out of the womb of a woman, one way or another, right? In order to be reincarnated to receive our just judgment on the face of the earth, under the sun. Okay? Now, where was I? Right? And the gloomy pits of darkness are our bodies, this flesh. Okay? The gloomy pits of darkness are our flesh, where we're subject to sin. Those are the chains of darkness. The chains of darkness is the sin, okay, in our flesh. Okay? Right? He delivered them into chains of darkness to be served under punishment. Okay? So when we commit a sin, okay, those chains of darkness, okay, immediately subjects to us to be judged by the Most High God, because we did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments as his inheritance and as his chosen people. You see what I mean? Okay. Now, so the day of judgment, 2/3 of our people are going to be left here to be melted eventually. Okay? Let's go get it. Zechariah. Where's it at? Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Okay. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a 3rd part shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name. I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is my power. And the only people that are going to be saying anything close to that, are the elect of the house of Israel. Right? Because we all have to go through Jacob's trouble, like I mentioned earlier. Salakia, in Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Daniel 12:1. At that time shall Michael Ya'ala, stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. What? The book of life. The book of remembrance. Like it says in Malachi chapter 3, verse 16. Okay? Then they that fear the Lord spake often one unto another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. Okay? Let's go get it. Baruch. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place. Yeah. I get it. Okay. Right? Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. So the only people that remember themselves are the elect that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach had prayed for. He prayed for them, not for the world, but for them that the Most High gave him out of the world, who are the elect, chosen, predestinated, predetermined to receive salvation here in these last days, that know the name of the Most High God, that fear the Most High God and thought upon his name, where the book of remembrance written in the book. You see? And shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And the only people that actually adhere to the words that we speak are the elect of the house of Israel. Remember, 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. But the elect shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? Now, you put a piece of gold in fire and you melt it down and you scrape off all of the scum and all of the galvanic corrosion, rust, okay? What is called dross in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22. Okay? That dross is akin to sin, wickedness, evil thoughts, right? We said in Second Ezra chapter 14 that it's Second Ezra chapter 14 that we should let go of the weak nature. Okay, that we should put off mortal thoughts, right? Okay, this is the dross where we'll be tried in Jacob's trouble, okay, in the fire of adversity. Okay, and that dross is the sin and iniquity, and our faith will be purified, right? Like it says in Daniel 12. Let's get it. Damn, where was it? Boom. Daniel 12 and 10, I think it is. Right? Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So the only people that are going to understand these biblical scriptures are the elect that have been predestinated and covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai, whom the world intimately calls Jesus Christ, in a prayer in John 17 that the Most High, that he said that he prayed for them, that the Most High gave him out of the world. Those that believe and hearken, okay, that fear the Most High God and keep his commandments. These are the elect. These are the individuals that practice the righteous acts, okay, in the lands of their captivity, in the lands of drawing water. You see what I mean? All right. Now, Baruch chapter 2, right, verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. See? And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Let's go over here to, Jeremiah chapter 31, right? Verse 8. For behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame and the woman with child and her that travaileth with child together, a great company shall return hither. They shall come with weeping and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, right? And the rivers of waters are men, because out of our belly flow rivers of living water. We stand on street corners, risking our lives and freedom to tell you the truth and try to fully persuade you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Okay? We know you can't keep the law perfectly. We can't either. Okay? Because everything has been turned upside down and twisted. Right? Like it says in Isaiah 29 and 15. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Right? Now the potter is the Most High. The clay are us. And everything has been turned upside down by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, right? The sword of the Lord, right? The Assyrian, okay, in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. The rod of the Most High's indignation against the people of the Most High is the rod of his the rod of his inheritance, right? Anyway, okay. They shall come with weeping and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Right? Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. So, during Jacob's trouble, these bastards we don't have a standing army. We don't have any a standing nation or anything that we can call our own here in America. We have privileges, and privileges can be taken away. And people thinking that they have a right to a fair trial. That's a privilege. Okay? You don't have a right to a fair trial. The Posse Comitatus Act can be repealed by the action or the implementation of the Insurrection Act, which is martial law in the United States by Agent Orange, Donald Trump, Nero in the Nero 47 in the reincarnation. But anyway, okay, I just wanted to go there and I had something to say about those videos that I found on TikTok why Donald Trump is why he can't do this, why he can't do that. Okay, these nations that come against this bastard. Okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 17. Let's start at verse 15, right? Okay, let's start up here at 14. Revelation. Okay, let's start at verse 12. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Now, we all know that the 3 city-states, Washington, D.C. is a city-state. That's the dragon. Okay, London, England is a city-state. That is the beast, because they control the financial sector of the world, right? Through the Bank of International Settlements. All of these central banks all over the world, right? They control SWIFT, and they control Enbridge as well. Okay, hold on. Okay, and then the third city-state is the Vatican City, Italy, and Rome, Italy. Okay, that's a separate city-state. That's the false prophet. Okay, now the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So the 10 kings are EU and NATO, okay, and the BRICS nations. The BRICS nations are original 10 kingdoms, okay? All right, let me go get that right now. BRICS nations, okay? BRICS. Hold on, wait. I think I put it in ChatGPT. No. Oh, let me see. I think that was the last one I put in there. You know? Hold on. Salakia. Okay. No, I didn't, I guess. All right. It's all good. I mean, Salakia. Hold on. All right. Okay. BRICS nations consist of 10 nations. Boom. Oh, shit, I misspelled it. Okay, see? You see what I mean? You see how... God damn it, I thought... Man, come on. All right, let's type it in here then. All right. BRICS nations... See? BRICS nations consist of 10 nations. Right? Let me see what you call them calls. Hold on. BRICS nations consist of 10 nations, right? Let's see. Short answer, yes. BRICS consisted of 10 nations as of 2024. Details by date. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. New members added effective January 1st, 2024. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. That made 10 member nations in 2024, often called BRICS. Okay. Revelation 17 and 12. Then the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. We just said the beast is the EU nations, right? London, England, right? The beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right? And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore, America, Babylon the Great, sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right? Because he heapeth unto him all nations and gathereth unto himself all peoples. Right? Like it says in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Verse 16, Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall be fulfilled. Okay? Okay? Verse 18 of verse 17 NLT. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has put a plan into their minds, a plan that will carry out his purposes. They will agree to give their authority to the scarlet beast, and so the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will be fulfilled. The scarlet beast is red. Okay? Red. Remember, Esau, Edom came out red all over like an hairy garment. Thus his name was called Esau, which means red. So scarlet is in red. Scarlet is the red beast, which are the EU nations, ran by the Edomites. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these Caucasian troglodytes who are actual cavemen, cave dwellers. Understand? And the woman you saw in your vision represents the city state, the great city that rules over the kings of the world. Now, we just saw proof that Donald Trump, Agent Orange, talking shit, bragging in front of all the nations of the world, is a king and a ruler that rules over all of the nations of NATO and EU. This motherfucker went to the World Economic Forum. Remember that video I showed you at the beginning? Okay. See? Hold on, man. What's that? Vanderland. She's running her mouth.
And right after Davos, the next weekend, I will travel to India. There's still work to do, but we are on the cusp of a historic trade agreement. Indeed, some call it the mother of all deals. One that would create a market of 2 billion people, accounting for almost a quarter of global GDP. And crucially, that would provide a first mover advantage for Europe with one of the world's fastest growing and most dynamic continents.
Okay. What about China? Okay. Because Donald Trump is trying to cut China out of and Russia out of the whole deal by taking over Iran and taking their oil. They already took Venezuela to take their oil. They're trying to gain the market. They're trying to corner the market on all the oil, so all of the heathen nations will have no choice but to deal with America through their tariffs. Because all these nations need oil in order to make their infrastructure run. You see what I'm saying? But they're trying to find different avenues to deal with Russia and China and sell them oil. So all the different nations that there's a laundry list of nations that have the most oil, okay? And you have Russia, you have China, you have Iran, you have Saudi Arabia, and then you have Venezuela. Brazil is right underneath Venezuela, right? As the second largest country that has oil. And America's trying to corner the market on all of it, okay? To force these people so this way America can become rich again. Bullshit. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to happen. All of these countries are sick and tired of Agent Orange, Donald Trump, and this goddamn godless bullshit. Okay? They're tired of this dude, man. Okay? Boom. All right. Where is he talking shit at? There he is, down here.
We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable.
Okay. Now, is this not the man of lawlessness? This motherfucker goes outside the boundaries of international law, the Geneva Convention, okay, and just go into somebody's sovereign country and just kidnap them? Really? Take the motherfucking president of a sovereign country, take him and take him captive? Come on, man. Where is that at? Exodus. Exodus 21 and 16. Motherfucker, you ain't finna do nothing like that. Exodus 21 and 16. Kidnappers must be put to death, whether they are caught in possession of the victims or have already sold them as slaves. Okay? And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Okay? So these motherfuckers went over there and stole Maduro and his wife and put them in prison. They are leaders of a sovereign country. That's like going over to motherfucking EU and stealing Ursula von der Leyen, the queen of EU. That's like going over to China and stealing Xi Jinping, the president of China. That's like going over there and stealing Vladimir Putin over there in Russia. I want to just go over there and steal your ass and put you in prison until you do what I tell you to do. Okay? Now we just heard the pride of this monkey. Okay? All right, bragging, everything else. Where is it? Daniel chapter 7. Okay. Right, here it is. Daniel 7 and 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, which is America, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, which was Italy, France, and Britain. Okay, remember the Revolutionary War, I forgot the other 2 wars. Anyway, like I said before, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Right? Right? See? So there's one individual speaking great things, more stout than his fellows. Okay? Yeah. That's this orange colored devil right here, man. Let's go back and hear what he said again.
Never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable.
Okay. Okay. So this motherfucker's still telling the entire world, and all of the world leaders are telling Donald Trump, we're doing business with each other and not you. This motherfucker went up there to waste his time talking shit, bragging about what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We're frankly unstoppable. Bullshit. All the nations that already come against you, you are stoppable. All they're going to do is push the button on his, burn his ass the fuck up. Okay? So anyway, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.